Alright, got an update on all those kids that Dylan kidnapped in said bus right about there. They were forced to go to the Megadeth show last night, and we lost a few.
PC. Hope everybody's well out there. Yeah, I went to the Megadeth show on Friday evening here at PNC Music Pavilion in Charlotte. Our big kind of amphitheater. Incredible show. I hadn't been to a good metal show in a long time, and yeah, it was good. I get free VIP tickets from work, so it's hard to pass them up. And this was about the only show this season that I had any interest in. I hadn't seen Megadeth in 20-some years. And so my friend Rob and I went, and it was a blast. All the Remains opened, and then it was Mudvayne. And the VIP area is pretty sweet because you get your own lane to pull in for parking, so you avoid all the traffic, and then you pull right up and you have your own gate. You have your own little parking lot to tailgate in. You have your own VIP area with free popcorn, free water, your own bathrooms. They have a TV on there showing the show if you want to be back there, and they pump the audio in. So we went and had dinner there during all the Remains. They were okay. It's not my thing. And then we went to the seats for Mudvayne. And I had just seen Mudvayne last year, but they had got cut short due to lightning. Cut their set a half hour short, so I got to see those songs that I missed, which was really cool, which is what I have here in the opening of this video. The only thing was the mix. They didn't sound as good as the year before because the sound guy had the drums way too crazy in the mix, as you can hear. But it was still good. And then Megadeth comes out, and they sounded impeccable. Dave Mustaine, I'm not sure how old he is now, but he's getting up there. And he beat cancer not too long ago. And he did not miss a single note. Absolutely shredded. They were perfect. Killed it. All kind of played old stuff, new stuff. It was great. Awesome time. And I'll have more footage of the show here at the end of this video. And if you're not into that kind of stuff, which is fine, you can always zip through it and look for the jazz records or whatever else I'm going to show here. I got a lot of different genres in this video today. I've picked up a ton of records this week. And I was thinking about this morning. I think I've only picked up maybe 40-some records all year online. I've really focused locally this year. Just picking up what I find. I'm having a good time just digging for records. The whole online thing has really lost its luster for me because of prices. I mean, John was just talking about it. He's a little more discouraged just from some of the prices locally too, but luckily I have a really good rapport with all the owners here, and I can finagle deals and trades and all those types of things to be able to get records. And so we'll get into it here. The first record I picked up because I'd gotten a bootleg not too long ago from Repo, from the Westwood One Radio Network. It was he's got a whole block of these records. It's really interesting that he has these, and they're all radio shows about the Beatles and Beatle related stuff. The one I picked out had parts of this show from the Plastic Ono Band from 1969, and a lot of discussion of how the show happened and what went on at the show and all those types of things. So it was really piqued my interest in this record, and I figured if anybody's going to have it, Repo will. Went in there, I looked in the Yoko Ono section, it wasn't there. I looked in the Plastic Ono Band section, it wasn't there. And then when I looked in the John Lennon section, I saw the Blue Spine, and there it was. The Plastic Ono Band live piece in Toronto, 1969. Of course, with Eric Clapton on guitar with John and Yoko. Klaus Vormann on bass and Alan White drums. Now this is a German original press on Apple. It's got this little sticker on here imported by Peters International. And this is a mint copy. I don't even know if it has ever seen a needle, the record itself. Beautiful copy. The iconic Apple label. with an anti-static sleeve that came with this, because the Germans knew how to take care of their records back then. Yeah, I went in there to find this record, and I found it. That's what I love about Repo. So that was a great pickup. And they open with a cover of Blue Suede Shoes. They rock it out. It's great. And then Cold Turkey's on here, which is my favorite track from them. Really good. It was just interesting that they played Cold Turkey because they were doing coke at the show, according to the radio show. And it was interesting. They weren't even supposed to be on that gig. They were a last-minute addition. It was going to be a Little Richard opening for the Doors show. And ended up having the Plastic Ono band in the middle. They had to convince Little Richard to let them go on after. He was not too pleased about it, but he conceded to John out of respect. And then at Repo, I've been picking up a lot of good punk stuff lately. And come to find out, Jeff Clayton from the band Anti-Scene had dumped 800 records in there from his collection. So that's the stuff I've been picking up. And they just priced and put out the 7-inches. So there's a lot of good rare 7-inches in there. And interesting things, and I found 2 that I picked up. Sex Pistols, Pretty Vacant, an original UK from 1977. Very cool to find this. In really good shape. Pretty Vacant on the A, No Fun on the B. And I'll show you the Virgin label. Virgin label. So that was definitely the coolest 7-inch of the lot. And then this one was interesting. So this was only a few bucks. This came with a zine, horrible cover, but I happened to look at the back and it has Unsane, Neurosis, Napalm Death, and Lime Cell on it, and I had to grab it because I'm a huge Unsane fan. So yeah, this came with Carbon 14 zine, I guess, maybe, or something. And this is pretty much an unplayed copy of this. So that was just a cool little 7-inch, fun. And then I saw this record, and I thought about getting it, but it was a little pricey, and I wanted to research it a little more, and I went back and got it the next day. This is a very cool record. The Specials on two-tone, the extended version, 12-inch with Ghost Town on there. Great cut. Some ska, rocksteady, dubby stuff from the UK. The Specials. This is on Chrysalis. This is a US original 12-inch. So that was a great pickup. I'm really digging that. And then Luke had a record for me that I had to go and pick up. It was very thoughtful of him to put this aside for me because it's an ESP disc that I did not have, and not one that's easy to come across. There's a few online, but they want a little bit of money for them. Nothing too crazy, but it's We Are the Levitts. And if you look at this cover, I don't know what you might think it's a children's record or something. I don't know. It's pretty horrible. Probably the worst cover in the ESP disc catalog. But some of this sounds like June Tyson with the Sun Ra Orchestra. I mean, it's incredible. The sax playing on this is great. And I'll show you it's a double LP. And this one happens to be autographed and inscribed. And that guy right there, that's Chick Corea, which is interesting. I'll show you the record. There's the custom labels. And this is really good. And it does have some folk stuff on it too, but it came with a ESP disc sampler as the other disc, an evening with ESP disc, which is not that easy to come across anymore. I think the one guy out in Portland there, Craig Moore's got a copy for probably $35 plus shipping, just for a sampler. But I found one because it's missing that in here. So I got this for a really good deal, $20 from Luke. So I ordered the sampler. I found a copy for 10, like a VG Plus copy, but just trashed, good or fair cover. So I'll get that record and put it with this, so it'll be complete. Should be coming next week. And then I looked around the shop in the used and picked up a few things. M-Boom. This is an original, still in the bag, gold stamp promo copy. Max Roach led group, phenomenal percussion group. There's footage on YouTube of them that you should check out. But yeah, Roy Brooks, Joe Chambers, Ray Mantilla, Warren Smith, Freddie Waits, Freddie King, Fred King. There's a ton of good percussion and musicians and drummers on this. It's a hell of a concept that Max put together. Then you've got this record, which Art the Vinyl Picker just found a copy of at the show in Asheville, and I grabbed this out of the used, and I'd found an original 7-inch a few weeks ago. Link Ray, The Rumble on Polydor. Some great early guitar jams from Link Ray. Very cool to have this and find that. And yeah, I think John Digital Gramophone got me into Link Ray. And then Luke got a box full of Reggae 45s in. So I had to go through those. And these were all very cheap. And these are all really good. And the B-sides are all killer on these. It seems like the B-sides are better with Reggae 45s. The dub versions are always killer. This one, no exception. 10-1 from Delroy Williams on the Message label. Produced by Augustus Pablo. The B-side is the dub, the Roots Radic Band version. And it is super dope. That is the best of the lot that was in that box that I thought. So I grabbed that one. Grabbed this one because it had the picture sleeve. Bob Marley and the Wailers on Tough Gong, I Know on the A, and the I Know dub on the B. The dub's version is way better than the A side, and it has some really cool piano in it, of all things. These are all Jamaican originals. And then this group Tamlins, I picked up a couple because of John 6-inch Pianist video a few back, where he showed a great Tamlins 7-inch, so I figured I'd give them a whirl. I didn't have any other stuff. These are on the Taxi label. This one's Food for Thought, and I like this one better than the other one. It has the Sly and Robbie version on the B, which is dope. And then the other Tamlins I picked up, which isn't as good. It's okay. It's more of like a lover's rock tune. Laying Beside You on the A, and then but the B side's pretty good. Under the Cover, Sly and Robbie and the Revolutionaries cut of it on Taxi label. So those were very cool to find. Those were from Luke's personal collection, and then the other guy put a bunch of his tapes in the shop in Premium Sound, and I collect the Discord label, so I couldn't leave this behind. Dag Nasty, the only time they ever put it out on cassette, Wig Out at Denko's. So yeah, original Discord tape. Very, very cool to find that. I have a bunch of Discord tapes. Yeah, fun little dig at Premium Sound. And then I had a record being held for me up at Noble. They were going to put it on Discogs because it was from that emo and hardcore collection, and it hadn't sold. And they were gonna, they had, I think Dylan wanted $200 for it. It was on the wall, which was a fair price because the cheapest copy on Discogs was $250 plus shipping. So probably $275 if you wanted to get it off Discogs. And I tried to talk them down when I was up there the other day with Winebender, but at that time they hadn't decided to list it yet. So they were going to list it, and Dylan gave me $20 off what they were going to list it for, so I had to pick it up. This is a record, a box set I used to own. I sold it and made good money on it. I probably paid, originally when it came out, it was probably $30 at the first Lunchbox location, and I probably sold it for $150 then on eBay. And that's the Every Time I Die box set with the first 3 LPs. Last Night in Town, Hot Damn, and Gutter Phenomenon. Gutter Phenomenon being their best record, and this is the artwork for that record. And yeah, one of my favorite freaking bands of all time from Buffalo, New York. Killer band. It's one of the best bands I've ever seen live. They toured endlessly, and they're finally broken up. But yeah, it's got all of the, and what's nice is that they have all the original artwork on all the records in the box. And this is not a perfect copy by any means. It's a VG copy of this box. It's definitely got a lot of wear to the sleeves and to the box, but nothing too crazy. I mean, I would have listed it as VG. But to have this on vinyl, yeah, that's a big one for me, one of my favorite records. Hot Damn was their breakout record, but Gutter Phenomenon was their best in my opinion. I like the Big Dirty also, that record. But to have the box set back in the collection, very, very cool. Thanks to Dylan. And so I also looked around the shop and picked up a bunch of stuff at Noble because he had a nice drop. I actually picked up, I rummaged his electronic and ambient section. I picked up a few things there that I'll be gifting those at some point. And I picked up a few other things. The guy, I always forget his name, Dylan's manager there, he kind of threw this one in into the bag. It's a promo of on Dunhill of Steppenwolf Magic Carpet Ride. I think the A side's actually Sookie Sookie, and then the B side, I think the B side is Magic Carpet Ride. I can't remember. But yeah, I like that song, Magic Carpet Ride. So that's very cool to have a promo of it. I don't have any Steppenwolf in the classic rock stuff. This picking this record up just made sense because the originals of both of these are gotten out of hand, and just I've always passed on because of price. Sid Barrett, the Madcap Laughs, and Barrett the Double. This was a really good price. This is on Harvest, U.S. reissue, early reissue of this. It's a gatefold. So to have all the music on vinyl in this double is really great. Happy to grab that. Of course, Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd. This is some of all his solo stuff here, pretty much on one double. Picked up this Hawkwind I did not have. Kind of have to pick up their records when you see them now. They kind of get gone fast. But this one's still in the original shrink with the original price sticker on it. This one's Quark, Strangest, and Charm. Really love this cover. And I need to get into this one. Haven't heard this one yet. I really dig all the other Hawkwind stuff I've heard. And I have. This one's 1977. Charisma Records on Sire. So that was a cool Hawkwind to find for cheap. The jazz I picked up there. I think I got 3 jazz records. Got The Story So Far from Stephen Miller, some UK free jazz. And there you go. This has got Robert Wyatt on percussion and vocals on the 3rd track, Soprano Derivativo. But Steve Miller's a pianist. You got LOL Lock, I don't even know how it's, LOL Lock Cocktail on soprano saxophone. I didn't have anything with him on it, this Cox Hill guy. So we'll see what this is all about. I took a punt on this one. No idea what this is going to sound like. Dylan writes free jazz on any of his free jazz stuff, and because he knows I'm going to be the only one that buys it. So there you go, Dylan. I saved this one. And then this was really cool to find. I have the other Sun Ra with the black artwork, the Saturn cover. But this was the Impulse reissue of Sun Ra and his orchestra, Bad and Beautiful. This is a promo copy in really nice shape. I couldn't leave this behind. That's the gatefold. And this was a really good price for a promo. I'll show you the label. Still got the original inner. Beautiful copy of this. Yeah. Your white label. So yeah, happy to add another piece that I did not have to the Sun Ra collection. Because I have, I think, all the other Impulse reissues that were done of Sun Ra. I always found it interesting that Impulse was able to get a hold of some of his titles that were on El Saturn or Saturn Research. So that, and you know, the artwork's really cool. Always liked that one. This was one that's been in the shop forever, and I finally decided to pick it up. It's a Barnaby reissue of a Candid title, which I imagine is probably pretty pricey because it's from 1961. It's Booker Little out front. So Booker Little and his quintet featuring Max Roach. Picked this up because Eric Dolphy's on it, on alto and bass clarinet. Been eyeing this one for a while, and yeah, finally decided to pull the trigger on it. Ron Carter bass, Art Davis is on this. Julian Priester's on trombone. Love Julian Priester on trombone. One of my favorites on the instrument. So yeah, this and that Stephen Miller and this both have this Stuart Troutman guy's stickers on the records, so it was a collection from him. He had really good taste. There's a lot of good jazz records in there with his stickers on them. There's some really good Ornette Colemans in there. I almost picked up Body Meta and some others that were from that collection too. And that's a cool one. Wasn't too crazy priced. So that's what I picked up at Noble on Saturday morning. And then Luke ended up having another record set aside for me. And so I had to go back to Premium Sound Saturday and pick that up. And I got it and a couple other records. I was waiting for him to get back from lunch. And so I ended up looking around, of course. But the record he had for me was the original first pressing of Link Ray on Polydor. The self-titled with the strange cutout like cover. This is the Unipack original first press. So happy to get that record. It's kind of gone up in price like a lot of records, but I got a really good deal on this from Luke, and it's in really perfect condition. And then I found this 45 in a box, the Clash promo, Gates of the West, and Groovy Times. This was like $5, so I grabbed that. Great little 7-inch from the Clash. And then this was a big one because I had just seen Megadeth, and he had an original first pressing of Countdown to Extinction, and I picked it up. He gave me $20 off the price too, which was very kind of him. This of course has Symphony of Destruction on it, one of the best and well-known Megadeth songs. Interestingly, this was originally pressed, I think, in '92, only in South Korea. Everything else was CD or cassette. So this is the South Korean pressing. And it is, everything on it's in English, which is interesting. But it's one of those, during that early 90s time when everything really was full on into CD era. South Korea was the only ones to put this out initially. And then there was, I think, late in the year, there was a UK or a Europe and US distributed press. But for a while, it was just this South Korean press as a story from Luke. So here it is. And yeah, enjoy the footage of the gig. Hope you're all well. Peace.
Everybody over here on this side, Charlotte, North Carolina, can you dig it? Everybody all over Charlotte, North Carolina, front to back, side to side, top to fucking bottom, can you dig it? Let me see your fucking horns in the air, motherfuckers. It's